The Schumer shutdown has ended, and it is monumental to understand why the Democrats caved, why this shutdown narrative effort by the left failed. Now, first, let's just start with the simple facts. The fact of the matter is that in the Senate, you have to have 60 votes to pass the continuing resolution for government funding. And of course, Republicans only have, 51 votes, I believe now, after that, the Alabama senator change. Anyway, I think it's 51 votes, which means that you have to have, or maybe it's 50, you got to have like 9 or 10 Democrats sign on to be able to pass the continuing resolution. Well, Schumer, who leads the Democrats in their nefarious ways, which we'll talk about here, had ordered Democrats not to vote for it. So Democrats were the ones obstructing the continuing resolution, and then they tried to blame the Republicans. And even like Jim Acosta, I think, on CNN, who is just a putrid, wretched excuse for a journalist, he would ask questions like, how come the Republicans control the House and control the Senate and control the White House? How can you blame Democrats? Well, duh, because it takes 60 votes. The guy's a moron. He doesn't even understand how the Senate works, I guess. Or he's faking it. Either way, he's a liar or a moron, which makes him a perfect fit for fake news CNN. But the Democrats have, in the past, always played this out to blame Republicans, and it has always worked before. And let's go back to the most recent major shutdown, which was the 2013 shutdown by Obama. And during that shutdown, what's crucial for you to understand is that the Democrats weaponized the government against the people to make the shutdown worse than it would have otherwise been. This is crucial. I'm going to repeat that. The Democrats routinely weaponize government against the people. They punish Americans to make it hurt. They want to make you suffer and then blame the Republicans. And that's what happened in 2013. And then the Republicans had to cave. You see, that has worked so many times for the Democrats that that's their playbook. They can't believe it didn't work this time because Trump is tweeting. And frankly, people don't trust the media anymore, and people don't trust the Democrats anymore, especially Schumer. Chuck U. Schumer is his nickname. So what actually happened was the Democrats caved, and they got nothing. They got absolutely nothing because they realized they were getting blamed correctly for the obstruction. They were hurting Americans. They were hurting military families. They were hurting operations in order to try to get their illegal immigrants amnesty, because those illegals are needed to vote for Democrats, of course. That's the whole ploy of the Democrats. Now, let's back up, though, a second. I want to give you some specific examples of how Democrats weaponize government against their political enemies. And I'm not talking about run-of-the-mill, everyday Democrats on the street. I'm talking about Democrat lawmakers. When I say Democrats, I'm talking about the lawmakers and the bureaucrats in Washington, okay? Now, remember the Lois Lerner scandal and how they weaponized the IRS to deny tax-exempt status to conservative nonprofit groups? That was a weaponization of the IRS. At the same time, what's it called? The CFPB, the Consumer Fraud Protection Bureau, I think. This was created by Elizabeth Warren and other Democrats as a racket system to go after corporations, accuse them of discrimination, and then force them to settle by making large donations to liberal groups, such as Planned Parenthood. This was a government weaponized slush fund effort. Again, I think it's called the Consumer Protection or Consumer Fraud Protection Bureau or something similar to that. This was a massive weaponized slush fund to funnel money into left-wing activist causes. That's what the whole thing was. And it still exists, by the way. And that's why it was formed with no congressional oversight, because they knew they had to weaponize it, and they knew that they couldn't have Congress intervene because it was their little racket. So they would basically shake down corporations. They would shake them down and make them pay. And in doing so, they would funnel money into their liberal causes. You got to understand about Democrats. Democrats are liars. And again, I'm talking about the lawmakers. They are liars. They are human filth. They are unethical beyond imagination. They do not play by any rules except to do anything it takes to win. That's their only rule. Do anything it takes, they say, to win. And they don't care if they punish America to protect a bunch of illegals. They say that, oh, these illegals are dreamers. Well, what? Americans can't have dreams too? So wait a minute. What, you're just casting aside all the Americans who pay your salaries, who pay the taxes, who work hard? You're casting all of them aside, giving them the finger, throwing them overboard just so you can bring in some more illegals so they can vote Democrat? That is how sinister and callous the Democrats have become these days. They are so dishonest. And look, I haven't even gotten into the whole FISA warrant, release the memo, the illegal spying on the Trump campaign by the Obama administration. We are talking serious crimes. We are talking about surveillance, illegal surveillance. We're talking about violations of federal law, multiple felony crimes, police state, Stasi style tactics. This is as bad as it gets. This is like Soviet Union KGB style stuff. They targeted their political enemies. They broke the law. The FBI covered it up. Not the whole FBI, but, James Comey and Peter Strzok and those criminals at the top. They covered it up. Now they claim they lost 5 months worth of texts between Peter Strzok and Lisa Page. Yeah, gee, can you say cover up? These people are so dishonest, so unethical. They will lie, cheat, steal, defraud. They will frame people. They will throw people in prison with dishonest charges. These Democrats will do anything to protect their power base. And they're not used to losing the narrative. They're not used to people saying, we've had enough of your BS. We've had enough of you Democrats. Your mafia tactics. You are a political mafia. The Democrat Party is a left-wing hate group that's run as a political mafia. Why do you think Hillary Clinton rigged the primaries to steal it from Bernie Sanders? They betray their own. The whole Democrat Party, the DNC, it's nothing but a political mafia, a bunch of mobsters. Oh, and did you see the story, too, that there was a billionaire couple that was just found dead in Canada, and they had ties to the Clinton Foundation fundraising efforts? What do you know? Add 2 more to the list of body bags of people who know stuff about the Clintons. Am I saying they were executed? Very possibly so. We don't have the facts yet. It's being called a murder-suicide. They were violently shot, right? They were shot and killed. This is just one more case. How many other body bags are there? Execution-style, murders or suicides. Even Seth Rich. All these people killed who had the goods on Hillary Clinton or even on Barack Obama. Look at Andrew Breitbart. Andrew Breitbart was executed because he had a video that was going to destroy the presidency of Obama, by the way. I don't have time to cover all those details here, but you got to understand that, again, the left is a political mafia. They run a secret police. They are like the Stasi. They are lawless. They have no ethics, no morals. They do not respect anything except raw, unbridled corruption and power. And they will do anything to wield that power. And this is why, by the way, in terms of action items, this is why I urge you, vote against Democrats at every opportunity. It almost doesn't even matter who they're running against. Just show up and vote against the Democrats. It almost doesn't matter if the other candidate's a libertarian, an independent, a Republican, you name it. Just vote against Democrats because no one is more corrupt and more dangerous to this nation and more willing to weaponize the government to punish you, the people, than the Democrats. They are dangerous. They are insidious. They are run as a criminal mafia, and they've had control of the DOJ, the FBI, the mainstream media, the universities, the public schools, and other institutions on top of that. Even the vaccine industry is dominated by Democrats who love to maim little children because it's just another example of how evil they are. Vote against Democrats at every opportunity. That's the way to solve this. You've got to take the power away from them because they will use that power to abuse you, to punish you, to terrorize you. That's actually the best term. Democrats are terrorists who have obtained political power. And they will terrorize you with the power of government to achieve their political aims. When during the 2013 shutdown, Obama had felons released from federal prisons, dumped them on the streets of places like Arizona because he said, oh, the government is shut down. We can't keep these felons in the jails. He let felons go. He released violent felon criminals onto the streets to punish the American people so they could blame it on the GOP. That's what Obama did. And the truth about Obama is coming out, by the way. I said he was a sleeper cell. Turns out that just barely scratches the surface. You talk about evil traitors. This guy should be behind bars. In fact, there's about 100 people under Obama, including Peter Strzok and James Comey and Robert Mueller, Lisa Page, Loretta Lynch, Eric Holder, and many others, about 100 people who should be arrested, indicted, and ultimately should be behind bars for the crimes they have committed against this country. The outrageous crimes that they have pulled off. You wouldn't believe what they've done. So, well, maybe you would. If you've been listening to this podcast, maybe you would. So keep all that in mind. It is unreal what's happening. It's unreal. So thanks for listening. You can learn more at naturalnews.com and, of course, trump.news. Thanks for listening. Share this everywhere. This is Mike Adams, the Health Ranger.
Learn more at healthrangerreport.com.
Thank you for watching. If you want to support our mission, visit us at healthrangerstore.com for the world's largest selection of lab-verified superfood and nutritional products for healthy living. It's at healthrangerstore.com.